Can chiropractic help migraines? What a Harvard neurology clinic learned in a recent study. My name is Dr. Andrew Newell. I am a chiropractor here in Austin, Texas. We specialize in conditions that affect the top of the neck. So, if you've never had a migraine, it's kind of hard to understand what they actually take away from people. Most people think migraines are just really bad headaches. They're not. They're missed birthdays, cancelled vacations, leaving work halfway through the day because the lights are just unbearable. They're telling your kids not today, maybe tomorrow. And after years of living like that, most people, quite frankly, stop asking, how do I get rid of this? They start asking, is this just my life now? One of the first questions I ask someone with migraines isn't necessarily, where does it hurt? It's, what have those migraines stopped you from doing? Sometimes it's walking around town late because they're worried the heat is going to trigger another migraine. Sometimes they've just stopped exercising altogether. Sometimes they don't want to commit to dinner anymore with friends because they never know how they're going to feel. And this is what migraines steal, not just comfort, freedom, quite frankly. So when I came across this research paper, it caught my attention, not because it claimed chiropractic cures migraines. In fact, it's not that kind of study at all. It's a small case series published in 2019, but what makes it fascinating is that the patients weren't treated in a chiropractic office. They were referred by neurologists into a Harvard-affiliated integrative medicine clinic where chiropractic was included alongside conventional medical care. This tells us something important. The question wasn't whether medicine or chiropractic was better. The question was, could patients benefit when both work together? So, why would neurologists refer to chiropractors? Here's something I didn't fully appreciate until I kind of started reading into the migraine literature. More than 75% of people with migraines also report neck pain, neck stiffness, or problems with the muscles around the neck and the jaw. 3/4. That's a huge number. Now, does neck pain cause migraines? No, of course not. This study doesn't say that either. But if 3 out of every 4 migraine sufferers also have neck dysfunction, it makes sense to start to ask whether improving the way the neck works could be part of a broader management strategy. And that's exactly what this clinic explored. Chiropractors weren't just adjusting people. They used what you'd expect from a modern evidence-informed chiropractor. Manual therapy, soft tissue work, exercise, ergonomic advice, lifestyle recommendations, and of course, good quality spinal adjustments. The part that surprised me, first patient had daily headaches, daily. Imagine waking up every morning wondering whether today was just going to be another migraine day. After receiving integrated care that included chiropractic, her headaches dropped to about 1 migraine per month. Not because someone promised a cure, because her condition gradually improved. Second patient had pain that lived at around 7 or 8 out of 10 pretty much every day. After months of care, her headaches reduced from roughly 30 days per month to about 10. Even more remarkable, she did have her first completely headache-free month in years. Third patient may have been one that struck me the hardest. She was in college. Her migraines were so disabling, she could only manage 1 or 2 classes per semester. Think about that. Forget the headache for a second. Think about what migraines were taking away from this person for her future. Aftercare, her pain intensity was cut roughly in half. She wasn't just reporting less pain, she was getting her life back. So, why might this happen? This is where I think the science gets more interesting. For a long time, researchers have proposed that spinal adjustments may influence something called descending pain inhibitory pathways. It's essentially your brain's own pain control system. Instead of simply masking pain, the idea is that certain mechanical inputs from the spine may change the way your nervous system processes pain signals. Now, this is still very much an active area of research, so not conclusive, but I think it starts to explain what chiropractors and chiropractic have been saying in terms of the effects that it's having that goes beyond simply making a joint move better. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you've probably heard me talk about the nervous system being the body's communication network. That's one reason upper cervical chiropractors are so interested in the relationship between the head, the neck, and the nervous system. Personally, in my office, we practice what's called Blair upper cervical chiropractic. This means our adjustments are very gentle, very precise. There's no twisting, no cracking. Each adjustment is based on detailed imaging because every person is made differently. Every person's anatomy is different. Especially with migraine patients, many people are relieved to learn that chiropractic doesn't have to look like the stuff they've seen on TikTok. No ring dingers, put it that way. What doesn't the study say? Let's be honest about what this paper doesn't tell us. This was not a randomized controlled trial. It involved 3 patients, so a small number. Therefore, we can't conclude that chiropractic works for everyone with migraines. And we certainly can't say migraines are always caused by the neck. This paper doesn't support either of those claims. What it does support is something more modest, but equally important. These neurologists believed chiropractic was valuable enough to be included as part of an integrated treatment plan. These patients experienced meaningful improvements in their symptoms, medication use, and quality of life. I think if you take that out across thousands of patients that see a chiropractor every day, every month, and report good benefits with chiropractic, that in itself is becoming a good body of evidence. My biggest takeaway from this study was it's about keeping the door open. If you've been living with migraines for years, you've tried medication after medication, you've plateaued, the next question might not want to be, what's the next pill? It might be, what else could we be looking at? Have we looked at everything that could be contributing to this? Sometimes the answer is medication. Sometimes it's sleep. Sometimes it's hormones. Sometimes it's stress. And sometimes, I'm going to go ahead and say it, the neck has to be part of the conversation. Personally, I don't measure success by whether someone's whether someone's headache diary has had 2 fewer entries. We measure it by, are they doing what they want to be doing? Are they walking around Town Lake in 100 degrees in August? Have they stopped cancelling dinner with friends? Are they being more social? Are they being more productive at work? Did they make it through their daughter's soccer tournament without having to sit in the car? Whether they get to live their life fully, full life chiropractic, instead of organising it around the next migraine. Because ultimately, this is why research like this paper matters. Not because it gives us another study to talk about. Every piece of good research helps us understand one more way we might be able to help people get their lives back. And as a practitioner, is that not why we're all here?